Hello, hello, hello. So, hi. I'm just looking at some of the comments. Hi, Mary. How are you? And hi, CR. I'm so glad that you're enjoying your new foodie. That's awesome. Hello, Michelle, and hello, Randy. How are you? So, let me tell you, this is new for me. I usually go live for a Q&A every other week in one of my Facebook groups, Ninja Foodie 101. And it's been a real struggle for people to find the lives. Like Facebook isn't really promoting it. It's not something I can set up ahead of time. And so it's been a real struggle. So you might have noticed, I don't know if you did or didn't, because I'm not sure how this works, but I set the live for 7 o'clock and I realized at 6:55 that I won't be able to get comments through my Facebook event because they don't allow that. So I had to really quick change my time to 7:10 and set up a live stream in on my Facebook group. I mean, in my Facebook business page. So anyway, I'm just learning all this. So bear with me. Still have not figured out a really great way to do these lives. And I know other people do them all the time and they work great, but for me, I always have hiccups. So hi, Jeff. How are you? Hi, Gail. Hi, Amber. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? It's 10 a.m. there in Australia. That's awesome. Hey, John. How are you? Let's see. Hi, Tina. How are you? And hi, Jill. How are you? And I'm going to mess this up. I Chicago. I know I didn't say that right. I apologize. Hi, Barbara. How are you? Hi, Jeanette. How are you? Hi, William. Hi, Ellen. I was just thinking about you the other day. I was like, I've got to get in touch with you. I haven't talked to you in so long. Hi, William. Hi, Tammy. Hi, P. Justin. How are you? From DC. Oh, I lived pretty near there in Annapolis, Maryland. I grew up there. Hi, Michelle. How are you? And hi, Laura. How are you? Hi, Tammy. Oh, I can hardly keep up. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Eddie. Hi, Rose. Hi, Shoshana. How are you? Hi, Stuart. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Becky. Hi, Dawn. Oh, it's so good to see everybody. And I am seeing some people from Facebook and from YouTube. So this is really awesome. It's working. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Dustin. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Camilla. Hi, Aaron. Did I say Teresa? Hi, Teresa. Hi, Brenda. Oh my gosh, I can't keep up. Hi, Tammy. Oh, I'm glad you like the grill grates. That's awesome. Hi, Doreen. How are you? Okay, so let's start right here. Let's start right here. Okay, I'm going to put this up on the screen. Doreen says, hi, I feel very intimidated using my Ninja. The buttons are so confusing. Can you go through exactly what buttons to use and how long? Okay. So, yes and no. I mean, I can, but there's just so many variables that I couldn't possibly go over even in an hour. That's why I have a online course. And I am not trying to sell you on the course. I'm really not. I don't want anyone to think that, but that is the reason why I put it together because there's over 100 videos in that course that goes over every single function, when you might want to use them, how to adapt recipes to them. It's very, very comprehensive. But I can go over a brief basic overview of them and the way to maybe start to think about them. So think about your crisping lid functions, your bake roast, your air fry, your dehydrate. Think of those like your oven. Okay. Although you do make some changes in the temperatures and timings depending on what you're cooking, think of those as your oven settings. So air fry or air crisp, I think that's what they call it on the Ninja Foodie older models. I think the new models, they switched it to air fry. Those two words are interchangeable. So don't worry about that. Air fry and air crisps, same thing. So if you're using your air fry, um, you're going to have a faster fan speed. So you want to use it when you want to dry up your food. So like if you have something crispy, that's breaded and you want it to be really super crispy, you would use the air crisp. You could use air crisp for a baked potato. You could use air crisp, I'm trying to just think of some other examples. Like a lot of people use it for frozen foods. It works really well. So like frozen French fries, frozen onion rings, fresh onion rings if you want to make them yourself, breaded mushrooms, things like that. The air fry function works great. Wings, it works great because you want that crispy exterior and you want a drier environment, a drier cooking environment. So the fan speed's going really fast and it's helping to dry out the food. So that's when you would use that setting. If you don't want that quite as much drying action, then you would use bake roast because that's going to have a little bit lower of a fan speed. Then we get into temperature settings. Okay. So this is where it gets kind of nuanced a little bit. Sometimes I'll choose broil because it's the hottest temperature setting. And I want my food to cook at a really high temperature. So if you want your temperatures 425, 450, your choice is broil. Even though the fan speed is not as fast as air crisp or air fry, it's still going to give you the best result because you're cooking based on the temperature. And if your food needs that hot temperature, then you want to use that. So think of those settings as your oven. And then think of the other settings as kind of like your stovetop. So the other settings are moist cooking environments, like your sear saute is usually, I mean, you can sear in a dry cooking environment, but usually we add some oil or something. That would still be considered dry, honestly. So it's probably not the best example, but saute. If you want to saute or you want to simmer, you want to, trying to think of something else. There's so many you can do. Like if you want to poach, things like that, you're going to use your sear saute function. It's going to act just like a pot on the stove. You just adjust your temperature settings, high to low, depending on what you're cooking, and it works just like a pot on the stove. So you can boil water and make pasta in there without worrying about pressure cooking if you wanted to. You can use it exactly like you do on the stove. Then pressure cooking is like boiling on steroids. Okay. So it's just a hotter temperature because we go under pressure, but it's still a moist cooking environment. So some foods that would do better, in my opinion, let's just say we're going to go with either boil or pressure cook. Some things that would do better pressure cooked versus boiling would be like a pork butt, okay? Because you can pressure cook it, you can tenderize it, but you can keep it out of the water while you do that, okay? So if you're boiling something, it's usually submerged in the water. So you can keep it out of the water and you'll just have really good results with it. Let's see. I'm sure there's other functions that I'm not thinking of. So if you have any follow-up questions for me, Doreen, please, feel free to jump back in. And hopefully that helped a little bit. But again, if you really want in-depth information, definitely look up the course. It's pretty amazing. All right, I'm going to go back into the comments really quickly. Oh, that's so funny. Kathleen, that's funny that you said that because I actually have like the 10 top questions that I get asked all the time. I can't seem how to get this off the screen. There we go. Okay. And cleaning the crisping lid is like the major one that I get. I do go over it in the course, but really there's no secrets. I'm going to come back to that though. I'm going to jump back up to where I left off so I can try to keep up with everything. I probably, this is like a lot of people are here right now, which I appreciate. Thank you guys so much. Barbara, thank you. Thank you so much. Barbara says the course is awesome and well worth the price. Thanks so much, honey. A lot of work went into it, but it was just a lot of fun. I'm still adding videos as a matter of fact. So there'll probably be like 150 videos by the time I'm done because I'm doing all the videos now for the new models, the one with the one lid model. All right, let's go back up here. That was my dog shaking. William, thank you so much. Donna, hi, how are you? Wayne, hi, how are you? Cagnut, how are you? Melvina, hi, how are you? And P. Justin says, I use your recipes all the time. I have the grill, griddle, and foodie pressure cooker. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I haven't done anything with the grill, griddle. It's behind me. Well, there. I'm always backwards. I can't get it right. I could never get that right. Right There, you see it. Anyway, so Jeff used it today. He grills on it a lot, and I have it, and I want to like really get to use it, but I just haven't. I haven't had time. So hopefully I'll be doing that. If I need a recipe for the Ninja Foodie, I look to see if you have it first. Well, thank you, Eddie. I appreciate that. Hi, Angel. How are you? You're in Ohio. You said it was set for 7:10, and I just got 2 notifications. It's 8 p.m. That's the time change. I'm on Central Time. So I thought though that Facebook and YouTube like showed you the actual time. I don't know. It gets so confusing. There's so many different little things that go into setting up a live stream. I mean, it's basic, but like that, I just assumed that Facebook and YouTube would show you the time in your time. So I apologize. I can't set different times. I guess I could put it um in the like description maybe, you know. Okay. Hi Sharon, how are you? Hi Gail. Um Oh, Gail. So Gail got a Ninja cooker from her brother. He said it was too big for him, so she got a good deal on it. That's pretty awesome. And Barbara, you're over in California, right? Yeah, that would make sense. Um, Charles, keep the recipes coming. I absolutely love your recipes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, this is a good one. So Debbie says, when you use the bake motor, the temp's about the same as oven, like baking meatloaf. No, they're not. And as a matter of fact, like the rule of thumb is decrease your temperature 25 degrees. But honestly, I find that a lot of times it's 50, and sometimes with baked goods, you know, like your cornbreads or your cakes and things like that, it can be 75 degrees. And that's all about the airflow. So, number one, the Ninja Foodie is a smaller cooking appliance than a traditional oven. So, there's less airflow, there's more concentrated heat going to the food. So, it's important that you lower your temperatures, or what will happen is you will overcook the outside before the inside is done. And that's true pretty much of anything, you know, like whether it's chicken or cornbread. So we lower our temperatures. With chicken, you could probably do 25, maybe 50 degrees difference. But with a lot of baked goods, like I said, I go down 75 degrees, depending on the pan too. Because if the pan that you're cooking your cornbread in has a center tube, like a bunt pan would, then that's a heating core. So it's heating that from the center out and the sides in. So you don't have to make as many adjustments in your temperature, but still you would want to go down at least 25 degrees. Okay, let's see. Okay, here. What about reheating pizza? Yes, I want it crispy on the bottom and crust, but don't want my toppings and cheese dried out. Totally understand that. So, um, that's a good question, because if at all possible, I would use the basket if you have the basket, or the crisping plate, because I find that that conducts heat better to the underside, and you'll have a little bit, I think anyway, better airflow to crisp up that bottom. But it's challenging to get the bottom nice and crispy before you dry out the top. So one thing you can do is use some like on the basket, you know, there's the handles. You can actually put some foil over top, secure them there to protect the top of your pizza for the first, you know, few minutes that you're air crisping it or baking it, whichever one I would probably air crisp, because you would want that faster fan speed to get around and circulate up underneath that crust. So I would use air crisp for that. Um, and then uncover it. That would be one way. You could also go at a lower temperature for a longer period of time, but you're still going to have that drying fan, you know, heating and drying out the top. So I would probably go with covering it for a little bit. Of course, you don't want to put your covering right on your pizza because you don't want the cheese to stick. So elevate the covering a little bit, or, you know, you could even do like a little tent kind of thing to protect the top. That's what I would do. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, here we go. This is a good question, because it's like a little bit easier than I think. I don't want to say that I think people think. I mean, that's doesn't sound right. But okay, I have the newest Ninja OL 701 and I have a hard time finding recipes for the steam and crisp or the steam and bake functions. Is there more to come on those? Yes and no, because there's only so many things that those functions are going to be good for. And the reason being is that you can't control the timing of the steam. Okay. So, like, I get a lot of questions about, well, I want to do your pulled pork recipe, but can I do it? Can I use the steam and crisp function? Thinking, can I just set one thing and let it do the steam and then crisp and have it turn out? And the answer is no, because the steam is only going to last 8 minutes, maybe sometimes I've seen it last 20 minutes, but that is not enough to cook and tenderize the pork. So that's not a good function for that. Steam and crisp works really well, or steam and bake works really well for things that do well in a moist and then dry environment. Bread does amazing steam baked, okay? Amazing. You will get the best bread ever. Um, but like you wouldn't take breaded pork chops and use steam bake because you wouldn't want that added moisture to sog up your breading. So that wouldn't be a good option for that. Asparagus is another one. So I will do like little recipes on that for like asparagus. Will do great with steam crisp. Okay. Brussels sprouts, great steam crisp or steam bake. But I think there's going to be a lot less, at least that I can think of, that I would use those functions for. Cabbage is one, though. That would be another one that would be really good for steam and crisp or steam and bake because you get that moist cooking environment, which softens those harder vegetables and then crisp them up. Potatoes would be another one. So if you wanted to do like, chopped potatoes and throw them in the basket, steam crisp or steam bake would be a good option. So I what I would say with is you want to find if you're cooking food that does well with that recipe, then hopefully somebody will be doing a recipe on it. I hope so. But it's not going to be as many as you would think. Because it's a specific function to do a specific thing. And if we could maybe take and program in how long we wanted it to steam and how long we wanted it to bake or crisp, it might be it might work better. And I'm not saying it doesn't work good or work well. It does work well for what it does. Okay. So I know that probably didn't really answer your question. Yes, I'll have more recipes, but they're probably not going to be like as many as people may hope for. Okay. Because I just find that there's just not that much. I would think if it's easier to do it with another function, I'm going to do another function. And a lot of times that's what I'm finding. All right. Hi, Tammy. How are you? Hi, Gina. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Kathleen, let's get to your question. But can I do a video? Okay. Well, let me start over. I know this sounds boring, but can you do a video on cleaning the Ninja pressure cooker, particularly the lid? Thanks. I do have that in my course. It is boring. I don't have any secrets. I think it would be very disappointing for people because honestly, I don't take the lid apart. I don't spray it. I don't even use the steam function to steam the lid because a friend of mine did that and ended up rusting out her lid. And I don't know how that really happened, but it did happen. And I've heard a couple of other people say that that's happened to them too, or that they did it so much and then their Ninja Foodie didn't work anymore. So now the steam crisp with the one lid is designed for that. It's a different interior of the lid. So you can steam to clean that lid. It's perfectly fine. But on the older models, I'm a little bit more careful with the air fryer lid. So basically, I have a brush. I don't have it here. I would show you. But it looks like a little like circle with a hole in it. It's a utility brush. It's in my Amazon store, which is amazon.com/shop/the salted pepper. And it's thin enough to get in and behind the grates and everything. And so I use that to clean, but mainly what I try to do is just keep up with it and wipe it down, like wipe the grate down, and then try to go around the edges where I can reach. And other than that, I don't worry about it. And I've never had any issues. In fact, my original foodie that I bought, I guess it's 4 years ago now, it still works fine. Sometimes I get the pot notice, which is why I don't use it on video a lot, and it's the old models, the older models. But it works great. And I kind of think that possibly why I haven't had any trouble with my Ninja Foodies, where other people are getting a lot of like error 8 messages and things like that. I think it might have something to do with cleaning, especially when you're going to clean like by putting lemon or vinegar and then steam your lid, because if that gets up into the electronics, or kind of maybe the steam rises and then turns back into liquid form but goes down, down the side and into where the electronics are, that can really mess up a computer chip. So I don't do any of that. So yeah, I don't know what I would do a video on. Basically, like, I don't do any of that stuff. I just keep up with it and I don't really worry about it. Now mine are pretty clean, I will say, because when I'm cooking, I make sure that my food is not elevated so much that it will hit that grate. So I make sure of that. I mean, I've of course put it up too high, and it has, and I've had to clean it. And then I just now I'm like, okay, let's lower it down. But I don't do anything magical. I thought I had a magic solution a few years ago, and I had some people test it out, and it just didn't work again. Like it worked for me perfectly the first time, and it was using denture cleaner. I know that sounds so weird, but I dissolved denture cleaner in warm water and used that to sort of with a paintbrush and sort of coated the where the grease was kind of baked on, and I was able to go in there with a paper towel on the toothbrush. I'm not toothbrush, on the paintbrush, and just wipe it right off. And I thought, oh my gosh, I figured out this magic thing. And then it didn't work again. I even tried it on another foodie of mine and it didn't work. So I have no idea. Like, I have no idea. I thought I was really close to really helping you guys with that one, but just didn't work. I mean, you're welcome to try it. It's not going to hurt anything, but it didn't work again. So there we go. So really, I don't know if I'll do a video on it, because I don't know if it would, I think it would let people down more than anything, because I think they'd want to see something spectacular. And I don't have anything spectacular. So it is in the course though. And I mean, if you think I should do it and you wouldn't be disappointed, I'm happy to do it. It's not like I'm trying to hold secrets or anything. I'm happy to do it, but it seems like I just don't have anything to add to what you guys are probably already doing. All right. Let's see. Hi, Stephanie. Or Heather. I'm not sure if you're putting down, I don't know. Anyway, hi. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Paul from the IP Duo Crisp group. That's awesome. It's funny. I was thinking about posting this in there and inviting everybody from that group to come and ask questions too. I am not involved in that group as much as I need to be and want to be. And I know that like there are such similar appliances that we absolutely could benefit, but anyway, I'm glad you're here. All right. Okay. Or using the built-in thermometer. Now, Proud Mama, I am not sure. Are you talking about, the built-in thermometer on the OL 701? Yeah, yes. I'm working on that. That is something that I am working on, especially with pressure cook, because I think it's so cool. And so I'm really hopeful that I'm working on a pork chop right now, because there are some things that you want to know about that thermometer, and you don't always want to set your temperature as high as you want your food to actually be when you serve it, because of pressure release times and things like that, and time to pressure. And well, that doesn't matter. Pressure release times is the main thing. So, and carryover cooking, because there's a lot of that goes on with pressure cooking. So yes, I definitely will be doing more on that. And I'll be doing more things on YouTube about that, and then also be putting those in the course as well. Well, Wendy, barbacoa cauliflower tacos. I've never had them. So are you saying instead of the meat, you make the cauliflower, like you dice the cauliflower and you kind of make it taste like a barbacoa taco? I've never had it. I'll have to talk to Jeff about that. So, I mean, there's tons of recipes I still haven't done that I need to do, but they sound really good. So yeah, I'll have to look into that, but I have not had them or made them before. All right. Charles is saying you have to clean every time, and including the gaskets. I don't clean the ceiling ring every single time. But I mean, I do clean it, obviously, but I don't do it every single time, especially in the new OL series because it's so darn hard to get in and out. Like I took it out the other day to really clean it, and oh my gosh, I could hardly get it back in. So, but I do clean it, and they should be clean. They should be removed and cleaned. But with the pressure lid, the removable one, it's a little bit easier, like because I just clean the whole thing underwater, like real quickly. Okay, let's see. Excuse me. Um, Usually I get rubbery chicken if I overcook it. That's the case. Definitely. If you overcook chicken, it can get rubbery, but I've also found that perfectly cooked chicken can be rubbery if it was an older hen or older chicken. And sometimes it's just the quality of it. But I mean, cooking it obviously does really make a big difference. Okay. Um, I had 4 chicken breasts, cooked them 20 minutes. I think there might be something going on that I'm not like I didn't see or something. So I apologize for that. Um, hey Brittany, how are you? This is my fun girl. She's always got some ideas. I have a crazy idea that might be fun to attempt after a few drinks sometime. Can you do a 360 breakfast for dinner type of meat or meal? Bacon, eggs, French toast, the whole shebang. Okay. Um, I think that could be done if you weren't particular about how you wanted your eggs cooked. Probably could be done. The thing is staggering the cook times, and getting your bacon crispy, your eggs cooked perfectly, and your French toast crispy. So I'll have to think on that, but that's a cool idea to do for 360. I haven't done a 360 recipe in a long time, so I'll have to do that soon. Do another one. I don't know why I haven't. I just haven't. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back. Um, I know you guys do. I know you guys do. They're talking about don't me worry about being active in the IP Do a Crisp group because the members Paul and answer a lot of the questions, and I know you do. I know you do. Um, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's see. Nancy. Yes, Nancy, you can put it on the pressure. You can put the pressure lid on the top rack of the dishwasher too. Yeah, and it's funny because in the manual, some manuals for some models say don't wash it in the dishwasher, and some say you can, but I don't. But it can. I mean, I don't see why you can't. Um, Charles, are you talking about you think the ceiling rings work better after? I'm not sure if I might not be following the conversation. Okay. Hi Marie. Well, my Louise is my middle name too. My first name is Catherine, but we had a lot of Catherines in our family, so everybody called me Louise. And then when I was 14, I wanted to go by Kathy because that was cooler. And my dad said, "No, we're calling you Louise, and that's it." And so Louise stuck for me. Okay. How do you do a delayed release on the OL 601? Well, you can't program it in, unfortunately. That is only available on the OL 701 series that I know of. Okay. So the OL 601 doesn't have that function, but the delayed release would be basically you do nothing for the period of time that the recipe indicates. So if it's a 10-minute delayed release, then you would look at the countdown or count up on the keep warm. Let me think. It counts up. On the keep warm, it'll count up. And when it hits 10 minutes, then you just release the remaining pressure. And that would be a delayed release of 10 minutes. But there's no way to program it. Charles, I'm not sure what you mean about infused foods. Could you clarify? And I'll be happy to touch base on that. Hey, Alan, did you ever get a new pot? I know your pot was scratched, and I haven't looked lately to see if they're available yet. So I think about that all the time. But yeah, 360 recipes, they're fun. They're fun. They take a lot to pull together, but when they work great. So I'll have to work on some. If you have any ideas for 360s that you'd like me to try, I'm all for it. Okay, yeah, a Q-tip works. That works. I don't use the Dawn Power Spray. Now the grill is a little bit different than the Ninja Foodie because it's just a little bit different of exposure to it. But if you're using the Dawn Power Spray, you do want to make sure you rinse well. All right. Um, okay, Albert, summer is almost here. Are you ready for those Maryland crabs? Well, I live in Tennessee now, and so I don't get that. In fact, I tried to make a Maryland crab soup with crab meat that we can get around here. It's just not the same. So I'm probably going to have to either have friends bring me some when they come visit, or I'm going to have to make a trip there, or I'm going to have to order it. And it's pretty expensive. So then I go back and say, oh, do I really want to make a recipe for Maryland crab soup that you can't make if you don't have Maryland crabs? Because they are expensive to have shipped to different areas. So I'm not sure yet if I'm going to actually do that, because it was really horrid when I tried to make it without Maryland crab meat. It just did not taste right at all. Whatever drink that is, and can I have 3, please? Oh, so yeah, cheers, everybody. So every time I go live, whether it's Tasty Tuesday or a Q&A, I try to mix up just some kind of a new cocktail and see what I like, and then maybe it might become a recipe. And this one is really good. So I had strawberries and bananas that were frozen and a little bit of mango vodka and a little bit of water. And I just mixed it up in the blender, and it's very nice. No sugar added or anything. Of course, the bananas, and the strawberries too, but no sugar added. It's really nice. No ice added. So I'm not getting that brain freeze. It's a very nice summer drink. As a matter of fact, I think that it would freeze because there's not a whole lot of alcohol in it. So I think it would freeze and make a pretty darn good adult popsicle too for the summer. So anyway, all right, let's see. Hi, Dan. How are you? Okay, love your channel. Is it safe to leave a pressure cooker at home when you're at work, and how long is the max? I'm assuming you mean leave it on. Okay, this is what I would say about leaving a pressure cooker, like setting it, is I would absolutely make sure that what you're pressure cooking has gone under pressure and has gone into the pressure cook time at least 15 or 20 minutes, okay? Because that's the time that you're going to get that dreaded water notice and you're going to have issues. So I would not set a pressure cooker and just walk out the door. I would make sure everything was going fine. However, if I was making bone broth, and let's say it's a 90-minute pressure cook time, once I know, first of all, I know that's not going to burn because it's so much liquid in there, but after I knew it was really going fine, like maybe it had been pressure cooking 15, 20 minutes and everything was fine, I would run out to the store. I would have no problems with that. It's not going to explode. The worst thing that's going to happen is it's going to turn off or release the pressure or something like that. So now I probably wouldn't, though, leave it if there was kids at home or anybody else or any animals that could potentially get up and mess with it. So that would be another thing I just wouldn't do. But I would probably leave it, but not in the beginning. And I can't really say that I ever have, to be honest with you. I don't think I ever have, but I would run out to the grocery store, for a quick errand. I would not be gone like an extended period of time, though. Now, if I had finished pressure cooking and it was just on the natural release, and let's say it was something that I wanted to keep in there to keep warm, like bone broth, okay, it had already finished pressure cooking and now it was just natural releasing the pressure, which really is kind of a misnomer because really it doesn't release anything. It just cools the pot down, which turns that steam back into liquid form. And once the pot's cooled down, the pressure's gone, but doesn't actually release during that time. So I would be okay with leaving that and then just letting it go over to keep warm. And I would let that go on for hours and hours and hours. That would not bother me at all, because that keep warm is designed for food safety. So it does keep it at a temperature high enough to prevent any bacterial growth. So it's safe from that standpoint. And because we're done pressure cooking and we're only in the cool down phase, I don't see any kind of issues arising at all. So that would be my answer with that one. Kettle Kitchen. Okay. I am horrible at Instagram. I just be right up front right now. I am horrible with it. The best thing to do is to send me an email, Louise at thesaltedpepper.com. But I will try to jump over there. I just don't know. I'm not involved on Instagram for some reason. I can't get into it. That's probably bad of me. I need to be, but I just can't. I don't know. It's just not my thing. Hi, Patricia. How are you? Hi, Jill. How are you? Have I roasted garlic on the grill? That's a good question. I'm trying to think if I ever have. I don't have a recipe for it, but it would be the same. Like I just did air fryer roasted garlic. You could absolutely do that on the grill. So if I was to use the grill, I would either use the bake roast function, or actually with the grill, I think roast is separate. I'm not as well versed with the grill as I am with the pressure cooker, but yeah, you can absolutely do it. I would air fry it. The grill works amazing. I mean, I love the grill. I love all the grills, but I don't use the grill function as much as I use the air fry function on the grill. It's kind of funny. All right, let's see. Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate that. Oh, Charles, you made my clam chowder in the blender? I didn't think that was a blender recipe. Maybe I put instructions on how to do it in the blender. Glad you liked it. I love clam chowder. Oh, Diane. Okay. I get this question a lot. A lot of people are getting the Ninja Creamy and want to know if I have any low carb keto or even any recipes whatsoever. And I'll be completely honest with you. I just haven't gotten it to work for me. I mean, it's hit or miss. Sometimes it'll work and sometimes I end up with chalk, and then I have to add a whole bunch more cream to it. And I just don't get consistent results. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the creamy. I don't feel that way at all. It's me. Because there's this lag, this 24-hour, well, I don't always let it freeze 24 hours, sometimes just 8, but it's almost like it's a really hard thing to test recipes for, because they're like, by the time the next day comes, I have to remember, oh, I've got to spin it. And then I don't know. I lose interest. I guess I just lose interest. So sometimes it's worked out and sometimes it hasn't, but I haven't really focused on it. I probably need to for the summer, because Jeff is eating all low carb, and Lord knows I need to too. So he would enjoy those frozen treats that are, keto friendly kind of thing. Okay, so we'll work on that, but I just haven't had good luck. And so I see all these things other people make and I'm like, oh, that's amazing. It looks so good. But mine either taste like, they either have the texture of chalk, or they taste like whipping cream with nothing else really, because you have to add so much of it. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't had good results. Okay. So Marie, this is another great question, and one that I get asked a whole lot. I have not tried the slow cook on the OL 601 yet. Is it as good as a crock pot? Well, I mean, that's kind of a loaded question, because I don't like crock pots. I think they cook too hot, too fast, and they run out of liquid. And so prior to Ninja Foodie, I mean, my whole cooking life, I was not a crock pot person. I just didn't like them. So when the Ninja Foodie came out and I was trying that function, I fell in love with it. So I think the Ninja Foodie, old models, new models, all the models of the Ninja Foodie actually are a much better slow cooker than any other standalone crock pot or other name that I've had. But I will tell you that the older models trap in more liquid, which I happen to like when I'm slow cooking, than the new models, the one lid models, because of where the vents are in the lid, you get more evaporation. but the temperatures are about the same, but you might feel like your OL601 might cook a little bit quicker, even though the temperatures are the same based on my testing from the old models to the new models. You might feel like it is because you're getting more evaporation. So I think I don't know how to answer that. I think it works amazing, but it's not the same material, so it conducts heat differently, than a crock pot with a thin liner, like with a ceramic bowl and then a really thin liner. That thin liner conducts heat going up all around, and then you've got the ceramic, which holds the heat in, and the Ninja Foodie is just different. It just works different, but I love it. All right. So let's see. John, I did a 180 meal, 2 dishes. There we go. The other day, brown rice on the lower and cubed raw chicken in a pan with a jar of pineapple. Oh, that sounds good. And the chicken was good. That's great. That's wonderful. That sounds good. Maybe I can do something like that. That's probably a good 360 meal. Well, it might not be a 360 if I can't. What else? Well, I guess the vegetables though. If I could figure out how not to get the like peppers and stuff, like peppers and onions, that would be really good, wouldn't it? Thanks for sharing, John. All right, Nancy. I did the garlic Parmesan chicken pasta for my family dinner on Sunday and everyone raved about it. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm so glad. That was when I was a little nervous to release. I thought it was amazing. Jeff thought it was amazing, but I was just really worried that people might think it was just too over the top with garlic because it's not like pungent garlic, but you really do have to like garlic to like that one. Brittany, it's low carb vodka. That's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody said, and LOL Brown, you have a lovely kitchen. Is it OCD? No. Oh my gosh, my husband might have that. Mine, no. I don't have OCD. Like I'm not even like a clean freak or anything. Okay, Charles, this is a loaded question you're throwing here. It's not a question. It's a statement. Ninja is better than the Instant Pot, or are you asking me if Ninja is better than the Instant Pot? I don't know if better, different. They're a little bit different, but people love their IP Duo Crisp and they are very similar. Now that they have the Pro Crisp out, which has fixed some of the issues that I had with the Duo Crisp, which is a higher temperature setting and a few other things, I think they're probably even more comparable now. Can never be too over the top with garlic. Yeah, that's me. I believe that too. Oh, Nancy, you'll add more roasted garlic. That's awesome. Okay. All right. Denise, I don't have a question, but I wanted to tell you that my son got me a Ninja Foodie 2 Christmases ago. I went to YouTube for instructions. There you were, my saving grace. Thank you so much. I've watched all your videos and made most. My favorite is roasted garlic. Oh, goodness, love it. Everyone in my family knows what the salted pepper is. Thank you. Thank you so much. That is so kind. That is so sweet. Now, Brittany, how'd you pop up on my screen? I didn't even think I did that. I guess I did. I love the idea of brown rice and chicken 360 meal. I love the idea of sweet heat type. Yep. Now, brown rice, yeah. So brown rice is going to be a 15-minute cook time. But you could do it with white rice too, because you can get your chicken to cook in 2 minutes. But because John had it with his sauce, that protected the chicken from drying out. So there's always ways to kind of manipulate your ingredients to get them to cook at the right time. All right, Joan, let's see. The Foodie Grill booklet has the meal with chicken, veggie, and foil and rice or pasta. It actually works, but would love to put your spin on a meal like this. And this is in the Ninja Foodie Grill. It has a meal with chicken, veggie, and foil and a rice. How do you do the rice or pasta in the grill? Because the grill's totally a dry cooking environment. Like I tried a long time ago. I tried to make spaghetti noodles pasta in the grill because I thought, hey, if I could make it work, that's awesome. Because you can't get the water hot enough. So I'm a little confused by that, but I will look that up. And you can also send me a message. Christina, thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is behind me is the test kitchen. In front of me is where we film the YouTube videos. So I was able to get a nice bank of counter space that I can set up all the different appliances and start testing recipes. So I am a little bit more efficient these days, and that helps. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I actually have been doing quite a few sous vide recipes. So I did a sous vide corned beef. I did a sous vide steak, a sous vide chicken. I thought I just did another sous vide recipe, but I can't remember. And I've also done, I've also want to test a sous vide creme brulee. I think that's going to be amazing. So I'm looking forward to testing that. I haven't done it yet though, but I want to do that. Oh, okay, Joan, that makes more sense. Okay. I'll have to look at that. I don't look at their recipes very often. I made the mistake of making the macaroni and cheese because I could not imagine that it was as bad as everybody said from the book. This is the original book from when the foodie came out. I was like, ooh, not good. All right, Mr. California. What is your best foodie Mexican recipe? By the way, love the channel. Am I hearing an accent? I don't know. I don't think I have an accent, but I grew up in Maryland, and I don't think I have an accent, but maybe I do. I don't know. Best foodie Mexican recipe. Oh my gosh. That really depends. Like I like my chimichangas, my air fryer chimichangas. I like those a lot. I think that one uses Mexican shredded chicken. I have a refried bean recipe that's amazing. My husband likes my carne asada recipe, but it's not traditional. Okay, so it's not grilled; it's a pressure cook, but it's very flavorful and it's very delicious. Charles, I did not. So anyway, yeah, I have a few. Oh, and I also have a Mexican pot roast that's pretty good too. I think I like it anyway. Charles, I did not avoid the infused questions. I just didn't see them. So I'm not sure here, but I just didn't see them. And Facebook sponsored them. I don't know what that means, but if I missed something, I'm very happy to go back. Hey, Dorothy, how are you? Because I don't mean to miss anything. Let's see. I still don't see anything, Charles. So if you want to ask me, because I know you said something, but I don't understand what that means. So, all right, let's see. Let's keep going. Aaron, I just got the 6.5 smart lid and I want to try sous vide. What beginner recipe would you suggest? They're all so easy that they're all really beginners because it's all just about timing. I mean, it's so easy. You just set your temperature where you want it and put the food in to a sealed bag. But I would probably say the chicken breast and do it to the 145, not the 165. Do it to the 145, like in my recipe, for the 90 minutes. You'll be amazed. I use that recipe all the time if I'm going to be using chicken in salads and I don't want that sear on it. But if you want the sear, you can sear it afterwards too, and you're not going to overcook it. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that's probably what I would do. But all of them are good and all of them are easy. Yeah, Christina gave mac and cheese a bad name. Yeah. I mean, I understand where they were coming from with that recipe. They just missed the mark. So, hey, Carol, how are you? I bought a foodie 2 years ago and I'm not even unpacked it yet. I think I'm quite a bit intimidated by it. Oh, come on. You're an incredible cook. It's amazing. You need to get that thing out. That's my cousin. that thing out. Look me up, right? um, okay. Rose, I have the 601 and just cannot get the rice to turn out. Is it possible the rice is too old? Well, because anything's possible, but I've never like thought about it that way where the rice might be too old. I know beans can be too old and they won't soften like you want them to. But with rice, it's really probably about your ratios, your cooking method, like how you're cooking it, where you're cooking it, if you're doing it in the inner pot, what type of rice it is, and your timings. So it's probably just fine tuning those to get it to turn out the way you like it. Because remember, there's a whole bunch of different ways to make rice depending on how you want to serve it. I mean, some people like it a little bit wetter and softer. Some people like it really dry and fluffy. There's different rice varieties to pick for different types of things. And then there's different timings for those different rices. So really, Rose, in order to answer the question or help you, I would need to know what you've tried that hasn't worked out and what you're going for. Like what type of rice you're using, how you're cooking it. Are you doing it right in the inner pot? Or are you doing it pot and pot? Which I have better luck doing rice pot and pot than I do right in the inner pot if I'm using pressure cook. Steaming is an option though. You can do that too, and that works pretty well. But then your ratios, your rice to liquid is going to be different if you're steaming versus pressure cooking because there's a lot more evaporation. So yeah, I'm happy to help if you want to give me a little bit more information. Oh, Nancy, well, I'm glad you liked it. And the baking soda, that was the baking soda I understand why they did it, but it to me it tasted horrible, horrible, horrible. Um, all right, let's see. Well, the baking soda was actually there because there was also lemon juice in it, and the baking soda it was supposed to keep the noodles firmer. Okay, so there was science that went into this recipe. It just didn't work. Although I have heard from a couple people where it worked perfectly, but I tried. I could not get it to work. But the baking soda was supposed to be like inactivated, like that flavor that comes from baking soda was supposed to be inactivated by that lemon juice. And it was supposed to keep the noodles firmer. But mine, I think mine turned green or something. It was just really bad. Um, okay. Charles Thomas, rice should be steamed. I can pressure cook it. I can pressure cook it or I can steam it. Um, all right. Any suggestions for crab wontons in the air fryer? I have a recipe for crab rangoon that would be really similar to that, Denise. So yeah, you could use those. That recipe will be very similar to that. You can fold them different ways and things like that. So that should work for you. And you can use different fillings too. So you could use that same, basic recipe and then just change up the fillings or whatever. Um, all right. Let's see. Um, yeah, so you left the lemon juice and the baking soda out. Okay. Jason, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Let's see. I saw a comment or a question, and now I can't find it. Let me see. Of course, I've got eyes that I have to get really close up here. Um, well, I guess I missed it because I don't see it now. Oh, Dorothy said by the time she gets the newer one, the new one will be out. I know that's what I'm worried about. I'm hoping they don't do that. I'm still getting to know the new one lid. All right, let's see. Oh, here it was. Do you feel like you're using your oven less and less? I seem to use only the grill for cheese on toast. I my oven at my house got hit by, well, the whole thing got hit by lightning, and so the oven didn't work for a long time. So I have an oven now in my kitchen here, and I turned it on once. I haven't really used it. So no, I don't use it a lot. I use the XL oven a lot. Like I am in love with the XL oven. And the funny thing is, I'm in love with it. I use it all the time, and I don't think I have one recipe for it. Isn't that weird? Let's see. Let's go back here. Excuse me. All right, I think I'm at the end here of that. Oh, here we go. So it jumps around a little bit. Marie says, I've only used the air fryer a few times, but I've noticed that there seems to be a smell coming from the air fryer setting on the OL601. Could it be from the gasket, even though I'm washing it? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's possible, but if you're washing it, it shouldn't be. What I would probably try to do is put the broil on for a good 10 minutes because you might just have some new factory kind of smell going on in there. So put the broil, which is the hottest setting, put that on for a good 10 minutes and then see if that doesn't burn that smell off. All right, guys. Well, we have been here for an hour. Okay, here's another question. Do I have issues cleaning the XL oven? Okay, so this is a good one. Um, yes and no, okay? Because my old XL oven, I didn't keep up on it, and yes, it became a disaster. It became so horrible that I can't even do videos with it because people would think I was a complete slob, and I'm not. But I didn't keep up on it. And it's like like think about when you're cooking in a grill or, something outside and it gets that discoloration. Well, that's what happens. And it's very, very hard to clean after the fact. So with the one that I have for my videos now, which I haven't done, I do have a video. What did I do? I just did a video with the oven. Oh, cinnamon roll bread pudding. I use the oven, I think. Yeah, I use the oven. So now I'm very particular about it. So immediately I just wipe it right out. I'm just very, very particular, and I don't do anything that's going to like splatter a lot of grease or anything like that. I haven't done any one pan meals. I do a lot of dehydration in it. So yeah, I think it's very difficult to clean any of them. I tried baking soda one time. Oh, don't do that. I did that on my flip oven, totally ruined the interior. It was just too caustic. And so yeah, they're difficult to clean. Um, oh, Jeff, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you. Um, and hey, Holly, how are you? The only problem I have with the Ninja is you cannot get all the parts out to clean, hence the fan error. Yes, I know. A lot of people have a problem with that. I don't, and I'll tell you why. Because there's a fan in my ovens that I can't really get to either. I mean, so these things are designed. They are, when you heat up the appliance, it's baking off some things. So if you're worried, you can always like run a 10-minute broil or something and then go in and wipe. But yeah, you can't take them all the way apart. I have an old blender, and that used to really bother me with that. But for some reason, it doesn't bother me with the Foodie. I don't have any odors. Like if it smelled, oh my God, it would be in the trash. But I've never had any issues with it. I mean, never. So, um, okay, so I think, Brittany, you were asking what is the knife block behind me? It is the Ninja knives. I do use them. They are sharp. I did get my mom a set. She absolutely loves them. I prefer my Pampered Chef ones over those, but for the price, they're pretty decent. Let's see. Yes, there is a stainless pot for the Foodie, and yes, they have 6.5 quart and 8 quart. They do. That's on Amazon. You can find those. I don't promote them. I don't promote them at all anymore because I just don't like their practices. The people that make them, I don't approve of their sales practices and things like that. I'm kind of funny. So, um, hi Terry, how are you? So she did sweet and mashed potato this evening. Oh, I bet that was good. I bet that was really good. Hey, Dawn, how are you? Um, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Bill. It always says on Facebook to comment, but I don't know how. I'm not sure. On like in this live or something else. I might not understand. I might be missing that one a little bit. I apologize. Um, anyway, I am not sure what is going on with this person, but the comments just make no sense. So I'm blocking him. I don't have any moderators. This is the first time I'm doing this, but I'm noticing that I'm probably going to have some moderators because some of the comments just aren't making any. They are a bot. Oh, thank you. You're smarter than me. So I can just go ahead and just block them, right? Okay, so this is how I feel. This is how I feel. I don't want to misunderstand and be rude and block somebody, but the comments weren't making any sense. So okay, I blocked him now. Thank you. um Hey Brian, how are you? Yeah, let me know if you have any questions, okay? When you watch okay, we're back to the comments. When you watch my ninja videos, it always says to come. Oh, that might be on YouTube. And YouTube is kind of strange. I'll be honest with you, especially if you're on your phone. So it's a little bit different. And I don't come. I use my computer and I go into actually the back end to reply to comments. And I don't watch a lot of YouTube, so I don't like make a lot of comments. But there is a way to do it. But I couldn't really tell you how. I'm sorry. If you want to, you can send me an email and I'll do some screenshots and let you know. Let's see. All right. Dawn, I'm not sure. How long have cooked online? I'm not sure what that means. How long have I been cooking online? 4 years, I guess. Yeah, probably 4 years. But I've had my website since 2015. I was just doing something totally different. I was actually doing low carb type of recipes then. So I believe Paul was just saying that. Have you seen the newest Instant Pot with the snap in and out pressure lid and air fryer lid all in one? I just saw it today. I think Sweet Savannah had a quick YouTube video showing it. I have not seen that. So that seems like that's going to be, pretty similar to the OL 701 series. They're all like trying to come out with everything. I wonder what the next thing will be. That'll be really interesting, won't it? So, yeah, I have not seen that one. I'll be honest, I haven't kept up with new appliances or anything like that. I'm just so inundated with working with the ones that I have. It's like I'm just not sure if I can keep up with all these new things. But that one might be an interesting one to look at. Especially since I got so much grief about my Instant Pot Duo Crisp comparison with the Ninja Foodie. I got so much grief about it, and people think I hate Instant Pot, which I do not hate Instant Pot at all. At all. I've had an Instant Pot for a very long time, way before the Foodie. So I should probably check that out. So I so appreciate your perspective and attention to detail. Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Christina, is this going to be a weekly get together? So the Q&A I do every other Tuesday. And then on the alternate Tuesdays, it is a cooking show called Tasty Tuesday, where I get surprised by Jeff or you guys with ingredients because he's trying to work with you all to sort of sponsor the episode so that you would email him and tell him what ingredients and what recipe you want me to make. He goes and gets the ingredients, brings it to me, and then I have to figure out how to make it in the Foodie, So that's fun. That's a lot of fun. And I'm starting now that we have good internet, I'm starting to do those both on Facebook and on YouTube, not just on Facebook. Okay, so that Instant Pot is only in the 6 quart right now. I'm holding out for the 8, and I would like the 6. I would like the 6 better than the 8, I think. So I'm gonna have to look into that now. Now my curiosity is definitely piqued on that one. On Facebook, when you watch a live, it says leave a comment where you can type. You're free to leave a comment or not. It's just a way for Facebook to let you know where to type your comment. Oh, okay, that could be, but I think he was talking about YouTube too, so I'm not sure. Um, all right. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Thank you so much. Charles, I have a few Instant Pot recipes. I don't have a lot, but the pressure cooker recipes work the same in both. So I guess you could say I have a lot. But yeah, and the Ninja Foodie and the Duo Crisp or the Pro Crisp are pretty interchangeable with the recipes. I mean, they just work the same. As long as you can get the right temperature set, you'll be good to go. Um, Thank you. I appreciate that, Brenda. I think I already said that, but anyway. All right, guys. Anything else before I go? Any other quick last minute questions? And then I'm gonna sign off here, and I got to figure out what to make for dinner. I haven't made dinner yet, and I don't even know what I'm gonna have. I tested a recipe for red beans and rice, and I thought I froze it before I left to go out of town, and I don't think I did. So I can't find it in the freezer, and I found one little container in the fridge, and of course I got to throw that away because it's been too old. Um, it's been in there too long. So, all right, Wendy, thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks, John. Tell Barry I said hi, and I love you too. Um, let's see. Brittany. Oh, it's my pleasure. I look forward to it. And I'm happy to be doing this on YouTube. I was a little nervous, but it seems like it's okay. Like nobody's gotten on here and really like bashed me bad yet. That's what I worry about because, it happens. Trust me, it happens. Um, oh, Wendy, when is the new cookbook coming? Well, yeah, I've made a list of recipes. I've gotten that far. And then I overthink it all the time. I overthink it. So good night, Randy. Thank you. Yes, it is. It's so nice. And really I need to invite everybody from the IP group too and get to know them a little bit better. I've gotten overwhelmed a little bit. Um, thank you, Dorothy. I'm not sure. He's working. I'm not sure, but he is working right now. Um, thank you. I'm so glad. And I don't know what I'm going to make. So who knows? I might like it. I might not like it. Who knows? All right, guys. Good night, Lori. Bye, John. All right. I'm going to say good night, everybody. It's been a lot of fun. And hopefully you can tune in next week for Tasty Tuesday. And then again in 2 weeks for another Q&A. And we just talk like this. That's all. You just fire questions at me. I answer them honestly and the best I can. And we just keep on rolling. Thanks, Red. All right. Good night, everybody.